I usually have a great tool, AI tool, um, but it's all good. I'll get my recorded and all that good stuff. But yeah, so what interests you about business grants as I'm seeing who else is gonna join in also, and I'm gonna go live to my Facebook group too.
Okay. Well, I am a realtor.
Okay.
So, there are people that I run into, I have clients, and they want to start their own business, or I might want to start my own little business uh, rather than um, just doing real estate or I actually had a client. Um, she does crocheting and she does it from home and she is amazing. She makes blankets, baby booties, baby clothes, bathing suits. But, she doesn't have an LLC or anything. So I was like, this is really nice. I can give her your information.
Cool, cool. Awesome, awesome. That's great. Yeah, we'll be going over some stuff, sharing some information, um, and just about kind of like my knowledge and experience about business grants and just helping folks kind of think about what might be some opportunities they haven't thought about, and so it's cool. Yeah, so I like doing this stuff, and I guess we got some more people jumping in. Cool, this is sweet. Sweet. I didn't know I put this out real quick. I didn't know how many people was gonna jump in, but this is awesome. Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Feel free to know where you from or what interests you about joining. I see Nicole's here. I see Jaja's here. Cool. We got North Carolina decided to join today. So that's awesome. I can't complain about that. So as we warm it up, as people are coming in, I'm getting my Facebook live going to my Facebook business grants group. I'm just doing quick hellos and feel free, Jaja and Nicole. I know people be doing a lot of stuff, but feel free if there's any topic you want me to cover about business grants, please put that in the chat. Um, and so maybe I just want to make sure that if you have a specific question that you want to get answered, I'll try to answer that, and hopefully um, that will help folks out because I always tell people sometimes just someone by asking a question will also help somebody else out and something that they haven't thought about before. So it might be a question about, you know what, I don't know, I might be struggling. Where should I look? What might be the opportunity? And feel free while I'm talking and I'm doing my presentation, you all could pop questions or things in the brings in the chat. Because this is a lunch and learn, right? So usually I tell people, hey, lunch and learn. You usually bring your food or whatever to the lunch and learn, and then you just get things rolling. So, but yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome, man. I always drop nuggets anyway, so people always be like, "Yo, Kareem, man, you know what? I didn't even know that there was a lot of opportunity out there for us." But I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a lot of opportunities out there for grants that people haven't thought about, and so uh, it's just sometimes we just don't know where to look. We don't know um, where to go, or we just might not have the time and the effort um, to look at stuff. Oh, this is a good question. I'll answer this question, even though I was going to talk about it before. Wondering how would it affect um, with the new administration. So yeah, the new administration is very interesting, to say the least. I think everybody's is trying to figure out what's going to happen with the new administration and what they're going to do. And, I did a post recently about, hey, the government grants and stuff been on pause, what you're going to do, blah, blah, blah. And this is what I was saying. I saw a documentary years ago from people in DC. And this is what the people in DC said. And I'll share it with you all. The people in DC said, listen, the president comes and the president goes. So usually, um, whatever happens in whatever years that the president is there, it's not going to be long lasting. And so I share that um, with you because the administration, we know this administration is going to change in 4 years. Plain, it is, right? Um, but we have to remember that there are laws, right? There's laws that have been put on the books for many of the grants, many of the funding. And yes, it could be stopped maybe temporarily, but not forever. And so what you have to remember is that you have to look for resources for what you're trying to do. Um, and so we'll talk about those. We'll talk about those today. So the biggest thing is really about people will do what they're gonna do, but that shouldn't stop you from doing what you need to do for your business. Hopefully that helps. So I know people might be like, "What? What do you mean, Kareem?" But yeah, you shouldn't stop what you need to do for your business. Your business is your business. You need to operate it. You need to run it. Um, there's certain things that you should be pressed upon about your business. But when we talk about business grants, I'm getting on my slides here because I got my Facebook thing now working. Um, is we'll define it, we'll talk about it, um, and so the biggest thing is really trying to help people understand that there's an opportunity to find business grants. The issue comes up into play when people don't really understand what they are and how to access them and how to do things to really affect business grants. So, um, but I don't know what's going on with my Facebook stream live to my group, but it's all good. Things happen. Um, you know what? Let's get this. We're gonna get this party started. And if I get my Facebook streaming together, it'll just be together when it gets together. As I tell people, it'll be together when it gets together. um, but yeah, so the biggest thing you need to remember about grants is the opportunity to have an opportunity to look for business grants. And so I'm going to define what business grants are. I have a slide deck, because I think it's important to really share with people, what business grants are, why they're important, why should you be thinking about it, and hey, let's talk about how do you find and receive them. So my goal is always to try to teach people how to find and apply for business grants, and that means that I like to educate, right? I like to educate, and I'm always posting things online. I'm posting information. I'm sending emails out to people about opportunities that they haven't really thought about. And so the goal is to find, apply, and then receive your business grant. And I received a number of grants for my businesses. So what are business grants? People say, "Hey, Kareem, you know what? I hear the business grants or grants. I don't understand them. I don't know what's happening with them. Why should it be applicable for me?" And so if you have a business, right? If you have a business, or you might not even you get a grant without a business. But if you are trying to grow your business and take your business to the next level, why not look for resources that can help your business out? That's what I tell people all the time. Why not look for resources that can help your business out? Why not take your business to the next level? Why not think about what can I do um, for my business to make it impactful for just not me, but for other people. All right. And so there's business grants that are, hey, what's up, Tiffany? Thanks for joining us today. Awesome. It's great. You know, I didn't know who was going to join, but if nobody joined, I was going to do this anyway and just post it later. And so business grants, I talk about them in four different areas. They're restrictive grants, it's non-restrictive grants. This is for any type of grant. There's grants for nonprofits, grants for profits. And so you want to think about, are you a nonprofit, for profit? And then say, all right, what grants are out there for me for my business entity? Plain and simple. So, like, I was talking to a gentleman earlier today. He's like, man, Kareem, you gave me grants.gov. I said, yeah, because it was the type of business you were looking to do and the money you was looking for. That's why I sent you to that place. And so, and I said, that might be your best opportunity. Maybe for you, maybe not. Right. And so, restrictive and non restrictive, let me talk about that. So, restrictive grants are grants that are specifically, and feel free, y'all, while I'm talking about stuff, if you have questions about anything or have a question that I'm not hitting, put it in the chat. Feel free. But restrictive grants are like, they tell you what you can use the money for or what they're gonna give the money for, right? And then non-restrictive grants are where they might give you the money. Now you might have to put a budget together, but it might not be as detailed of what you can use the funding for. And you could kind of present it to them, or they might just give you a grant. Like there's a gentleman that did a pitch contest, got $2,500, and yes, he had to say what he used it for, but he came up with the idea. It wasn't restricted, like like it says, hey, you got to be in a certain neighborhood or a certain place, right? So, has anybody received a business grant before? If so, put that in the chat. Has anybody received a business grant before? So put yes in the chat. If not, put no in the chat. Um, all right. So Nicole said yes. Yep, very familiar with some of your grants, Nicole. Crystal said no, I haven't received a grant. All right. Has and the other question, do you know of a business or a person you know that has received a grant before? Do you know of anybody else that received a business grant? All right. So people say yes. All right, cool, cool. So what I usually tell people, if you want to know more about a topic and you know somebody that's received something that you want to receive, like talk to them and ask them, hey, what did you apply for? How did you receive it? What was your experience with it? You know, and so you can ask them that. And so it's all good. So congrats on the people that received business grants before. I received like 5 already. I'm also trying to get a current one right now for one of my businesses. So I tell people this is kind of like the challenges that people go through, the normal ones. Not, I don't have enough time to search. I don't know where to look. I don't know how to apply. Too much paperwork, right? And so um, I'll give you some tips on how do you cut down on some of that stuff. But here's kind of like some of my people that I've helped, and I work with people all over the country. And so the bottom right is a pet franchise called a Zoom Room that I helped before, and they were opened up last year. They're going to hire 3 employees. I told the owner, I said, don't hire the employees yet. See if we get a grant for them. So they received um, $1,500 grant to hire employees. What? I'm like, yo, I'm telling you, stuff works. So I've used mostly the grants I've used and been very helpful for me because I have employees. Hiring and training grants has been very, very crucial to my business because I have employees, right? And I have people on payroll. They work 7 days a week, and so I'm always looking for ways that I can reduce my payroll if I can, help people out, get some experience, but also help the business out. Also, let's see here. Oh, the people to the top left here, Jay Patty. I used to live in Rhode Island for 26 years, have a lot of contacts there. I live now in Raleigh, North Carolina area, Johnson County. And so these people have they started a Jamaican patty catering company, and they were always had a food truck, and they were trying to figure out how do we mass produce stuff. And so we helped them secure some grants, definitely during COVID. Um, do a commissary space. They got equipment. Um, they also got like free video stuff that they use to market from certain things. And so still to this day, they call me about stuff because they always have questions, and I know a lot of people uh still in the state. So yeah, during COVID, I helped over like 100 plus people obtain grants. Um, really was like, hey, I don't know if I want to talk about this topic, you know. And so like a year and a half ago, I had a business coach and said, you really need to start helping people see opportunities for them. And you know, this is what we do. So I've helped out nonprofits before. Helped out a good friend owned a recycling company. He got a $200,000 grant, didn't use it because he wanted more money for the type of business he was in. But you know what? It is what it is. We help you show people how to access stuff. The goal is to take people to the next level, right? So I'm gonna skip this one because it's a good testimonial of my friend. It's a video, but you know, quickly talk about myself. So I went to business school, um, done small business lending, commercial lending. I own Little Caesars franchise. Got into that in 2021. Me and my wife and a partner. Um, I've taught many entrepreneurs about how to grow their business. I taught in a program recently called Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses, where they help people grow, and love to just help businesses out. So other people show flashy cars and houses. I show checks, right? So this is a check from 2022 where we got reimbursed for hiring and training a manager. So what happens is that we pay our managers every 2 weeks, and so we got approved for a grant that we get reimbursed 75% of their pay. And so this is a check in 2022 from a manager. This is a letter of a grant that we received for one of our businesses, also in 2022, a $10,000 training grant. Um, and then recently we rehired a manager back in 2024, and this is showing the reimbursement for getting reimbursed back 75% of they pay over a 2 week period, right? So stuff works. These are the things that you can look out for grants for. You know, if you have employees or you're thinking about hiring people, hiring and training is huge. Um, Workforce development is huge nowadays. Upskilling employees is huge. Upskilling your team members. Um, I do some work in Wake County. They have a good program. If you have team members in 1099, they do a lot of stuff around that. Also, you can find grants if you're going to go into a space and you need to rehab a space. They call rehab grants or improvement grants, especially if you're located in a downtown area. There's a lot of resources for that, Main Street areas. For your business growth, you might want to fund your business for growth, and you can find some grants out there. And education. So, like, say for instance, I want to educate myself how to be a better business owner, manager. There's a lot of business grant accelerators or programs that you don't have to pay them. They get money from somebody else, and they foot the bill for the cost. So it's a lot of stuff out there. So I show people about this, the SMART method. This is a good one, right? The SMART method. How do you search for a grant? How do you measure and look at the grant? Is it applicable to put in for? Should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? How do you apply for it? How do you receive the grant, right? Making sure you keep track of stuff correctly, and how do you track it? So I'm gonna show you a couple of grant opportunities that might be applicable for you. So there's grants for veterans. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce has a foundation. They sometimes put out grants for veterans and military spouses. FedEx puts out a grant every year. Usually has to be like a product business, or you're using their you're going to use FedEx for to ship stuff. If you're in agriculture or no agricultural businesses, North Carolina has a grant for agriculture that you can apply for. Uh, Verizon, they just had finished up a grant piece. I think they're doing one too for the Super Bowl, $20,000 grant. Is this one is very intricate. Now there's grants out there that everybody else is applying for, and sometimes yes, it's a low approval rate for people. So if 1,000 people apply for a grant and they're going to give out 10, that's a low percentage, right? If you win it, great, but you just know that it's you're not going to get everybody in there is not going to get a grant, right? So I tell people what you want to do is think about your business. Think about where you want your business to end up, and grants might be an opportunity to help your business. It might not. People, I'll talk to people all the time. They're like, I don't got time to apply for grant. Don't care about it. Don't want to, put in for it. So and that's fine. Um, uh, but it could be a strategy for you. So one of the things I tell people to do, set the time waster is searching for grants. So how do you use a tool? And AI is big nowadays, and I wasn't calling it AI, but Google Alerts is a is an AI tool you can use, and I've learned about it when I was trying to get put my name in articles and things like that. And so it was a different program. It was like, hey, Kareem, when people cite you in an article, this is how you find that you were listed in an article. So I'm like, hey, we can use this for grants. So what I do is set up Google Alerts, right? So you go to google.com/alerts, and you could have Google search for grants for your business. I'm like, what? I get emails every day about grants all over the United States and North Carolina, or for clients that I'm working with. And I go and I look at the emails and see if they are applicable to people. All right. I do a business grant alerts every single week, and that's where usually they come from. I usually get an email and I'm like, hey, this is a great announcement that I should put out there. So I would say that, and I'll show you all how to do that later on. You can use a grant tracker. When I work with people, I set them up and I drop to clients, keeping track of grants and templates like that. I also will send everybody that came to the webinar a grant template, a Word document that you can keep track of grants. And so this is the one I tell people you want to take a picture of, because this is the money question right here. This is the money question. So a lot of things I do with people is coaching them about business grants. All right. Coaching them about business grants. And what I try to help them at is, just like you market your business, you should be marketing your business to entities that can help you with resources for your business. All right. And so this is how it goes. Say, for instance, so I do this all the time and I work with the workforce organizations. I'm going to hire an employee and I could possibly get a business grant for them. What I do is I pick up the phone, I call the workforce organization, which I know all of them in the United States, but the ones I know, I call them up and say, "Hey, how you doing? This is Kareem Canston. I own a Little Caesars Pizza store in your community. I know that you help with resources to hire and train employees that might be applicable for my business. What resources do you have for my business?" I shut up and pause, and I let them answer the question. And people are like, what? Why do you do that? Because guess what? Government employees, especially nowadays, right? Especially all the they were put in their position, like wanted the job so they could help people. So if I make it all about me and my story, because what happens a lot of times, people call up these entities or these people, say, "Hey, I'm looking for a grant, blah, 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 I don't got money to do this," and they keep on talking. The government employees, like, I've been on the phone 20 minutes and they didn't ask anything about me or any way to help them. They just tell me their problems. So if you give them the opportunity, give them the power to help you out, to answer your questions, then a lot of times they're willing to do that. Now, I can tell you, just by dealing with many of government entities or other grant funders, sometimes, yes, it can be hard to get them to respond. It can be hard, they not respond as quickly as we are in our business. But I tell people, don't give up. Continue with that relationship. So I'm always reaching out to the people that has given my business money in the form of a grants before. I'm working on a contract right now because um, someone gave my business a grant, and now I don't have a business in that community anymore. So there's no conflict of interest. Now I can do contract work for that entity, right? And helping people find grants, right? And apply for grants. And I'm on a team that I'm not giving out the money. I'm on a team that's coaching people, but somebody else is doing that piece. So relationships are important. I tell people all the time, you just don't know what you're gonna do. I had a gentleman I talked to one week. I told him about a grant pitch contest, and the next week he applied for it and he won the pitch contest $2,500. Usually doesn't happen that way all the time, but it happened, right? Here's another one. It's called Hello Skip. You can sign up for that free website thing. Of course, they're going to try to sell you a premium version, and they have an AI tool to apply for grants. But they sometimes have a grant every month. I think they give out. But you could just get the information. You see it, see a grant that you might be interested in, and then you apply for it. I have a tool. It costs money. Grantwatch.com that I use for searching for grants all over the country. Sometimes the price is a little bit steep, but that's what I use for me helping out clients. And I tell people, listen, just imagine yourself that you within 30 days could find the right grant, right? Or you could stop wasting time searching for grants, or you could get confident about grants. Like that's going to help you unlock things in your business, right? And so this as I tell people, there's a lot of money out there. The issue is having a strategy and thinking about what is a strategy for me and my business for grants. So um it has to be something that you want to do, because I definitely I work with a lot of people. They it's 30 days is not working. Usually the time frame is like a 90-day period that people usually will get a grant, but it might take longer depending on what you're trying to do. Like I'm working with somebody now, they're looking to get a grant for their business to have like a water resource on a piece of land. I'm like, that's going to take a little bit, take a little bit of some time, unless the stuff just pops up and it just happens so quickly, right? And so just think about, what if you don't apply for a business grant? What if you don't have a roadmap for your business? And you know, what if you lack the confidence? You're going to be in the same position you are in now. So I tell people, you know what? You're going to hear the people say, "Don't do it. I tried. I didn't receive it. Um, why spend the money? Why spend the time?" I'm like, listen, you know what? I'd rather spend my time and make things happen. So, all right, I'm gonna take questions now. So, what did you like about what I shared so far? And then I'll show people how to set up Google Alerts and maybe show you all some other stuff. So, how about we stop right here and you can put it in the chat. You can unmute
I
yourself.
did have a question.
Go right ahead.
The sites that you gave to help you find grants, can you put that in the chat?
Sure.
Thank you.
We could do that. Hello Skip is one. I didn't put Hello Alice. I should have talked about that. Hello Alice. Grant Watch does cost money. Um, but those are the ones, and then I can show you all how to do a Google alert. So questions. People that have questions, put it in the chat. Unmute yourself before I show you how to set up some Google alerts here.
I started setting up the Google alerts while we were talking.
Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet. So let's go. Let's go. Let me show you that right now. Let me show you.
And I do have another question.
Sure.
As a real estate agent, are there grants out there for me as a real estate agent?
It would. I would say yes. Then it has to be to think about which ones might be an opportunity for you.
Okay.
So let me share with you. So say for instance, you're gonna open up an office, and then you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have people working with you. You're gonna have admin people. You're gonna have other realtors, and you're like, hey, I'm gonna go find 1,000 square feet space, or maybe 12 or 1,200, 15. I'm gonna build out the space.
Mhm.
There's many places like Raleigh, I just know, is that they have a grant called Build Up Fit Up Grant, where if you go into a certain area in certain communities in Raleigh, you could possibly get a grant to rehab space that's in certain communities, right?
Okay. Mhm.
Or if you're hiring somebody, you're hiring an administration assistant, a salesperson, and you could get a possible grant to hire and recruit them. So I know those off the top of my head. The biggest ones that present, I tell people, usually big issues where
Mhm.
it's very like hard is like when people say I want a grant just for working capital and I want to use it for whatever I want to use it for. Those ones are tough.
Mm.
Those ones are tough.
Okay.
And usually what I tell people with that, usually you want to go and go to pitch, maybe do a pitch contest where they just have, or find a grant where they just like, hey, you can use the money to grow your business, but there's not going to be any strings attached to it. Um, so yeah, those are out there. The thing about it is like, hey, what's out there? How do I search for them and things like that? And so, but yeah, but good questions. Feel free. Anybody else pop a question in the chat. Let me show you Google Alerts. So, um, I have some Google Alerts for things here. So, what you could do. So, let's say for instance, I'm just gonna say North Dakota, right? And I have a business in North Dakota, and I want to start a Google Alert. So I'll put North Dakota. I'll put business grants, and then I always put the year. And the reason why I put the year is that I want actually to see active grants or active information sent to me because that's important. So, and I didn't even set the alert up, but just see here, like it already started to do a preview of stuff. Associate General announced $3 million in grants. Um, let's see here, grants for, so there's all types of stuff down here, right? So if I wanted to create this alert, well, I'll show you the options, right? So if you click on options, you can say, do you want to email once a day as it happens, once a week? I have it once a day sent to me, emails. And I say automatic, all the sources you could think. I want all of them. Language, of course, English, region. I always keep any region. It doesn't make a difference to me. And then I always say I only want the best results. And then how you want to deliver it, I get it delivered to my email. And then when you create it, it will show up in your alerts down here. All right. And so Google Alerts are great. That's how a lot of times how I send stuff out to people. They're like, Creed, where did you find out about this? It searched it for me. Um, so that's what I tell people. All right. Tiffany said, how much does a grant writer cost? And I would say it depends. Right. And so um it depends on the grant amount. It depends on what work you want the grant writer to do. Like there's some people that grant writers might search for a grant for you. They might fill out the grant information. They might help you with the follow up, and there's a whole world out there, industry that's what people do, right? You're looking for, especially nonprofits. If you're a nonprofit and you're looking for grants, $500,000, $1 million, a couple $1 million, right? You're gonna pay somebody that knows the expertise, how to write stuff, how to officially search for things. In the business world, I especially, most of the grants that you see in the business world are not large chunks of grants, right? There might be some, like I show you that one with the recycling company. The state of Massachusetts and many states have tons of grants if you're in the green economy or you're trying to keep stuff out of the landfill and you got to spend a lot of money on equipment. So of course those grants are going to be a lot of money. But usually I see business grants, most of them are under $50,000 in their applications. So I tell people it might be a better idea to learn how to fill out the applications, how to search. I mean, you could pay people to do it. I mean, I'm working with a client right now. They're paying me to apply for business grant applications for them. It's not what I love to do. I do not, when people ask me, do I write business grants? I tell them no, but I'm thinking about putting that into my offerings, and then maybe working with somebody that's what they do, right? And so I like to educate people and show them opportunities. But nah, good question, Tiffany. All right, let me see what else can I show you all about stuff. Let's go to. I haven't been in helloalice.com in a while, but let me show you all Hello Alice. I bet you a lot of people probably know about it already, but they were started. Hello Alice was started by two women before COVID-19, and they just blew up during COVID-19 because a lot of people use them as a clearinghouse to post grants. But I'm just gonna click on here, and they have all types of stuff too: credit cards, business growth, business loans. They also have a newsletter you probably want to sign up for. Let's see. Yeah, they really want you to sign up before you get access to stuff. But I would say if you don't have not sign up for the newsletter, sign up for it. They do send out grants sometimes on a weekly basis. Let's see here. Hello Skip. Let's see if Hello Skip is here. I'm gonna just click log in. But as you can see, they got all these things scrolling. Right. So hello Skip. They always have stuff here. So say for instance you sign up for the free version, you might not get access to like look at all the information. But let's just say, let me see here. I'm trying to see if there is all right, UPS store has a small business grant challenge. So I'm gonna click on that. And so it doesn't tell you all it's due February 19th. And so you might say I'm interested, but what I usually do, if I can't get the information, I go up here, I look at the grant name, and then I put it in Google. And I'm like, all right, so Google says UPS. I click on the information. They have a small business challenge. All right. UPS store, small business challenge into now. Let's see what it is. Up to 35,000 prize to grow your business and get featured. Oh, let's click this off. Feature in a magazine. All right. From now to February 19th, eligible business owners can enter. They have semifinalists. Complete an online entry form. And I don't know what the eligibility, but you probably go search it. So this might be challenge Austin, Texas. It doesn't say what they're looking for, but let me see. I'm gonna click on see what the eligibility is. So I always tell people, easiest thing to do, look at the eligibility. Is it something that you want to do? So you win a trip to compete live event in Austin, Texas. Tell us about your business, what makes you an unstoppable business owner. This might be good for you, Nicole, all the stuff you all been doing, helping out with FlexDash, your business website. And they want you to submit a short statement and upload a 1 minute video. So that's not bad, right? It's quick. You put it there, they ask you to become a semifinalist. You never know, right? So that's what I kind of do with some of the sites that if I sign up for free stuff, and I see what's on there, and then I go like this one, Zen Business Grant. I'll show you all this one too. That's what I usually do. Like if I'm gonna sign up for something and I don't use their premium service, but they have information about grants. I use the free sites to get into the big sites. So let's say Zen Business Desk. I know this one you had to have used Zen Business software to access it. So as you can see, you must be a current customer that used Zen Business to form your business for the last 6 months. So right there, it tells you if you haven't been a customer within the last 6 months, 3 to 6 months, and use their services, you don't meet the requirements. So if you have used them, then okay, cool. But if you haven't, it doesn't even make any sense to apply for it. But if you have, you might get up to $5,000 in a grant, right? So it asks you all these questions, how to program, So, all right, other questions. Let's see what other questions people have. Pop them in the chat. unmute yourself. Um, there's an opportunity, like I said, lunch and learn.
I have a question.
Yep.
So if you hire a grant writer, how much do they do? Like, do they do all of it, or how much am I still required to do if I have a grant writer?
It would depend on what the grant writer is offering you. So, um, there might be a grant writer that does everything from finding a grant to applying for it to following up with the grantor if they had questions, to responding to any questions and things like that. Um, it depends on what the contract that you make with them and what you're looking for. So, like, I'll give you an example. Um, I'm usually on the end of working with people of educating them about business grants and then help, and I'll search for them and helping them, and I will fill out maybe the first one. But my goal is really show them how to do it. But if somebody's like, hey, I'm a nonprofit, I'm looking for $1 million, I'm going to grants.gov and I need to find money for I'm doing like healthcare for the community. And it's $1 million or more, and it's gonna be this big, it's gonna take this amount of time. That's gonna be some good money you're gonna have to pay because that person's expertise is what you're paying for to help them out. So you you definitely want to, one, no matter who you work with, I tell people always ask for testimonials, right? Or maybe you could call somebody, have they done this before? Have they helped them out before? But if it's for like a small business, the best thing to do is you learn it yourself. And because then you know what you're looking for and you know your business, right? So like I just sent the client an email the other day. No, the other day, they like last week, 2 weeks ago, they just responded today. I'm like, if we apply for this grant, I'm gonna need you to tell me the information because you have a very intricate healthcare business. I don't know everything that you do. Yes, I can go to your website. Yes, I can use AI, but there's gonna be some things you need to tell me about your business. So no matter what, you people have to be involved with the process. So hopefully that answer your question.
It does. Thank you.
So it depends on what the work that they're doing for you. But who else? Anybody else? Anybody else has any questions? Is everyone good? Feel free. Like I tell people, hey, you have my information. You can always ask me questions. I'm always eager to help people out, and kind of steer them in the right direction. So, all right, cool. Well, hopefully I dropped enough knowledge for you all in this time frame. If anybody else doesn't have any questions, or whenever you're ready to leave, you can skedaddle. And I also will share with you all. I think I told PR grant template. Yes, I can. I think if you signed up for the webinar, I'll have your email. Well, for the seminar, I have your email anyway. So, and yeah, I'll send out the recording, and it will have the slides on it for everyone. You're welcome. You're welcome, Jaja. Always.
Oh, I have a question. And you need an LLC to receive these grants, right?
No, you do not. So I'm working on a program right now in Wake County that they give you up to $1,500 to start your business, but they give it to you in phases. So the first phase is you wrote your business plan, you say you want to start the business. You probably won't have, the goal is that you're going to use the money to get an LLC. So you don't have an LLC already. Now, they have a different phase for people like that too. So you might just have a personal account. And so they deposit that money into your account, $500. You go out and incorporate your LLC. You'll start a business checking account. So it really depends on the grantor and what rules they are. So, I received a grant for my business as a sole proprietor. So it probably won't. It's up to the grantors. They usually go by, are you a for-profit or nonprofit? and we're going to give these a for-profit or nonprofit entity.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good question, Crystal. Good question. Anyone else have any questions, comments, concerns? Hopefully, you set up a Google alert for yourself, register for those free websites, get some information. Think about your business as a roadmap, what you're looking to do, and then figure out if there's an opportunity for you. Oh yeah, I forgot this one. So I tell people always connect with your economic development office in your city, your town, in your state. And you want to use that question that I share with you all about, hey, what resources do you have for me? Right? Because you just don't know. It might not be a financial resource, but there might be another resource that's important for you. Right. So, like, say for instance, I deal with a whole lot of people. I'll show you like do screen number 2. There were a whole lot of people in Florida because I do some consulting work with an organization in Florida, right? So, say for instance, I own a business in, or I'm gonna open up a business in. I'm trying to think. Let's do Fort Myers. Let's do Fort Myers, Florida. All right, Fort Myers, Florida, and all right. So Fort Myers, Florida, they have Lee County Economic Development Office, and this is what I do with clients. Right, I'll be on with them, coaching them. Like, all right, what county are you in your state? All right, let's go to the county's website, and we're gonna see what resources they have and see who's the contact. Right, so I will go to the website, and first I'm looking for on here who is their contact on here. Right, there's a phone number. Great. I might get the phone number, but I don't see any staff contact here. Um, right, but I might go here and look at business incentive resources. So they have a resource directory. I'm gonna click on. Let me click on incentives, because incentives also sometimes means grants, right? So they have some stuff, right? So here they got a Gold Key grant program, financial assistance to small businesses, right? Opportunity zone. They have all type of stuff down here, right? So they have the contact number. So yeah, so I tell people, you know what? Oh, they got money to, if you demolish a space here, that's cool. You demolish spaces, doing stuff, construction, it's huge. So I would get the phone number and call people and be like, hey, how you doing? Introduce myself. What resources do you have? And then they also have resources for all types of people too. So those are the things I tell people to do. Always connect with your local economic development offices in your city and town. Introduce yourself. Let them know who you are. There's, especially now, there is ARPA, American Rescue Plan Act funding that came out during COVID-19 to stabilize the country. There's still a lot of economic development dollars that have to be spent, I think, by December 31st of this year. They might extend it. And a lot of that money is for business grants. The cities, towns, and nonprofits, they don't have marketing dollars to market that enough to us. So that's why you want to connect with your economic development offices, because they might be like, hey, don't you know so and so? They have a business grant and they can help you out. Or they have a program. So if you connected to them, they will actually share that information. Right. So I'm always talking to the economic development people where my businesses are, or from helping people out. Because there might be stuff that coming out of pipeline that you just don't know about. And yes, sometimes those people might be hard to get in contact with you or respond to you or whatever. But, I tell people, after you call them and email them, show up at their office. I just did that the other day. I just show up at people. Hey, what's up? How you doing? What's going on? Hey, Kareem, yeah, we're working on that thing. Yeah, I know. I'll show up at your office, face to face. So hopefully that helped y'all. I'll share the recording with you all of this. But I appreciate your time today for just showing up for this lunch and learn. Hopefully I shared some stuff or gave you some motivation to continue to think about certain things for your business.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Well, you all enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll send that information out. And if you have any questions in the future, let me know, and appreciate you. All right, everyone. Have a good day.